Hello and welcome to I Can't Believe This Got Greenlit, a show where we discuss movies from our childhood, our nostalgia from watching them as kids, how they got made, and our experiences rewatching them as adults. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Warner, and joining me as always, Matthew Pelton.
I have a pitch.
Already?
Okay,
wonderful. Let's hear it.
Because I watched this movie. I was supposed to watch it last night, and then we ended up watching Train Dreams, which is a very different vibe.
I was supposed to watch it last night, and I got tired, so I watched it this morning.
So I also watched it this morning.
Wonderful.
And the whole time watching it, I was like, oh my god, these two are just me and Nick. I'm clearly Eddie Murphy, the funnier one. And then you're the other one. So I'm like, what are we doing a podcast? Dude, I'll just move to Florida and we'll open a daycare. You move to LA and we'll start the Quaywood daycare. We'll keep the name brand.
Yes.
We put in this much work anyway.
This is,
you know what I mean?
This is how we expand the product, right? Because, the films, the podcast, they're doing all right. They're doing what they're doing. But if we put that logo on a daycare in Los Angeles, let's do Beverly Hills, like somewhere really nice. Start to roll in the money a little bit, get, a lot of clients and expand our product.
See,
and then
you're getting it.
Hey, Quaywood Productions, why is it called this? This is a weird name for a daycare. Go check out our website. We have movies, we have podcasts. And then they come back to this and they realize, oh, it's just a sham. And then everything gets pulled. We get shut down. I have to move back to Florida.
Yeah, but for those 2 years, we're in that pocket.
Yeah.
Dude, just nest egg it. Don't spend a single dime. Steal all that money from all those people in Beverly Hills.
Oh, absolutely.
Just scam them completely.
1,000%.
And then we can put all that money into film.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's how we fund our next movie. Our first feature funded by Quaywood Productions Daycare.
Yeah. By a scam. We just become scam artists.
We just get sued and everything goes.
So the whole time watching it, I was not paying attention at all because I was just fantasizing about this Quaywood daycare and stealing money.
Oh, amazing.
So you're in.
If we get Hans Zimmer on the show, I'm in.
I want you to publicly say I'm in for stealing money.
I'm not going to say that. Let's bring in our guest.
I need you to publicly admit it.
So we do have a guest today, returning to the show. Very excited. It's been a long time since Pelton and Fallon have seen each other. But Fallon, Heelen, welcome back to I Can't Believe This Got Greenlit.
Hello. Thank you for having me. And right off the bat, I have something to say about that pitch.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Not even a critique of the pitch itself, more so of who Pelton thinks that you two are in relation to Charlie and Phil in this film.
You know what? I really appreciate you bringing this up. I wasn't going to. I was going to let him, have his little ego moment and let him slide. But it should really be brought up.
100% that.
Do you think Nick is more Eddie Murphy? This is
get fucked.
Pelton would be Jeff Garlin as Phil.
I'm walking. I'm out. I quit.
Just the singing.
That's not,
I feel like
that's
you
not
would
a
nail
bad
that.
thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. I would even happily step in as your Marvin.
There you go.
Okay,
we are the trio.
Deal.
We are the trio.
If Fallon steps in as Marvin, I'll be the fucking annoying one of the three.
He's not annoying. He's cool.
I don't think he's annoying. I think he's
great.
Silly. He's sillier than Eddie Murphy's character.
I'm in then.
So I think that's good.
I think he's fun.
I think that Charlie, Eddie Murphy's character, is a little more of he's going to run the money side of the daycare, and I think
exactly.
I guess that would be
when we
Nick.
scam the children.
Exactly.
I guess that's true. When we eventually do scam the children, which Nick did publicly admit that he wants to do and will do, I guess he would be the one that scams them more than me. That's what I think you're trying to say.
And then after we get shut down, we can both go back to our marketing jobs for a cereal company and get paid double an executive salary and just keep rolling in the money, Yeah,
Quaywood O's.
Quaywood O's.
I would buy them. Also, Fallon, would you like to tell everyone how you know the two of us?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, I've been previously on the pod, if you'll remember me from the Pink Panther episode.
Go check it out. Wonderful
Beyonce,
time.
please put that song on Spotify. I beg of you. I know you guys from Emerson. We went there at the same time. I also worked with Nick at Universal Orlando at the same time, which was very cool.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And also,
different departments.
You've done shorts with us, too. We've been all over the map, the three of us.
I have. I've done 2 with you guys.
I think so.
Yeah.
And you were on the tail set.
Yes.
And you were on Mama's Pie as well.
No, I wasn't. I was on Triptych.
I was just kidding. I just made that up.
Wait,
So
Triptych? I thought it was
cool.
Psychedelic Toad.
Yeah,
Wait,
Toad.
we're all over the place. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Which ones did you do?
I was like,
Toad and
okay,
Triptych.
I definitely remember you being there for Toad because that was with Michael and yeah.
I basically
And
got free vacations. So
Yeah, right.
in
Yeah.
that regard,
You're welcome.
bring on the next shoot.
That's always our pitch to get crew. It's just we'll give you a
Usually.
free vacation to like New York.
Let's
It'll
do
be
it.
great.
But yes, today with Fallon, back on the show, we are talking about the 2003 film Daddy Daycare. If you couldn't already tell by our little up top there. Now, Fallon, because this was your choice, I'm going to turn it over to you. Childhood stories. Why this movie? Where is the nostalgia behind it? Childhood stories. Let's hear it.
Okay, so not only was it my choice of like the selected few, I actually sent you guys an impassioned voice memo when I was listening to the Paul Blart episode because you guys don't like Paul Blart, and I'm afraid you're gonna say you don't like this movie, and I'm not gonna stand for that.
Well,
do you not?
Let's hold off on that until we unpack it a little bit because I think you'll be surprised.
I love also same director,
Yeah.
Steve Carr.
Okay.
But
Yes.
Daddy
course
Daycare
it
was
is.
one of my childhood favorites. I don't have any strong stories about it really. I grew up watching it with my dad, and then for rewatching it with this podcast, I watched it with my dad again, which was fun.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
So it was like a little family reunion just for
Yeah.
Greenlit.
You're welcome.
So
love
I've
that.
always liked this one. I think it's really cute.
Amazing.
Don't have anything that strong to say about it. I think it's
That's
fine
fair.
for what it is. Came out the
Right.
year I was born, so I grew up with it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you watched it with your dad, so it probably had a positive impact on you, and it sounds like you watched it a good amount, at least to recommend it for the show. So happy to talk today about that. Pelton, I'm going to turn it over to you. Any childhood stories? Have you seen this movie?
No.
I know exactly where this episode is going.
That is weird
okay.
to see this and not have seen it before. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Okay. Let me pause the episode right here just for a moment to say that every single time, Fallon, just for context, every single time we jump on the pod and talk about a movie, and if Pelton hasn't seen it, and this is the first time he is watching it,
He will hate it.
Hates. Like capital H hates.
That is
And if
usually
he
what
has
happens. yes.
a little bit of nostalgia, then he's like, okay, I give it a little bit of forgiveness. And then obviously the ones that he like really grew up with, and it's great.
I think you need to put your child brain back in your head when you watch these sometimes.
Well, okay.
Or I don't even think you need to be a child to enjoy this. I think you just need to remove the analytical part of your brain and enjoy it as a family comedy.
Well, it
as
turns
was
out
intended.
the whole time watching, I was just thinking of how to scam.
yeah.
I wasn't even thinking analytically.
That's true.
Our Daddy Daycare. Our Quaywood
Yeah, exactly.
Daycare. Yeah.
I do think because this came out in 2003, so I was like 2.
Yep.
So like I kind of was in the demographic for this.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm like, why do I not even know this exists? Like, how have I never seen this movie?
I think that's the weird part considering the cast.
Yeah, exactly. And now that I know it's the same director as Mart Bart Fart Bart,
Yeah.
I think even like from December 10th, 2001, from the day I was born, I think just genetically I'm repulsed
To Steve Carr.
by this monster Steve Carr that makes these so-called films. Even when I was 2, I just
This is
knew
like so
deep down.
shocking for me to hear. I've seen so much worse of films.
Yeah.
So this one was coherent. I've seen many films that weren't.
That's fair.
No, I think it's
get into more.
wild. Yeah, I think it's wild that, again, it wasn't even on your radar, considering
No.
we're all like around the same age, give or take a year. But the fact that like you didn't even know, not only did you not watch it, but you didn't even know it existed is wild to me.
Yeah, well, if anything, when Fallon, you said we're doing Daddy Daycare, I thought it was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Okay, let's just jump right into my childhood stories here because I have this on DVD and like so many other movies on the show, watched it so many times, loved this movie so much as a kid, and my only other childhood story is I think rewatching it, I did confuse a lot of this movie with Kindergarten Cop, which is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Okay.
That's what I was
That
thinking
has
we were
very
covering.
similar vibes. It was like, I think around, maybe not the same year, but like around-ish the same vibe, where like at least the visuals would look the same. And it's the same concept of like guy with kids, and it's like big movie star and that sort of thing. And it's like, family comedy.
Is also this same idea.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it I guess it makes sense in a certain regard, but it also doesn't, because I feel like those movies would be marketed to the same audience. So if you saw one, I would be surprised if you hadn't seen the other. Like I've seen all of those so many times.
You did the whole trilogy.
Yeah. I just say that I love the whole trilogy, which we'll get into, but
no, I was so when I put it on, it's like the way I watched it said the cast. It was like an Amazon thing. And it said Eddie Murphy. I'm like, oh, this can't be the right thing.
Yeah.
Like I must have screwed this up.
No, they were very similar in my brain, and then as I watched it, I was like, oh, I understand.
It's this
I
one.
Understand. It's not the one about the guy who's like a spy who like murders people.
Yeah,
I think.
Fallon
I don't know.
chose the less fun one.
I'm gonna hit you guys. Next time I come on the show, I'm gonna hit you guys with like a genuinely deranged one, and I already know what I'm gonna pick.
I'm just gonna call my shot now, so we don't.
Because there's no plot. Like I know what I'm gonna hit you guys with, and it's the Master of Disguise. If anyone listening knows what that is, get ready.
I've never even heard of it, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Lucky
I know what that is. Fallon, I'm walking. I quit. Can we count how many times I quit in this episode?
In this episode alone, it's already a lot. But on the length of the show, it's like an infinite amount of times.
Well, yeah, I think if we're at 70 episodes, it's probably like 140 times.
At least.
And that's just publicly.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna say it now because I don't want anyone to not be clear about my stance on this film. Is that we'll get into specifics, but I don't want you, Fallon, specifically thinking that I hated this movie, because I did not. I had a very fun time with it. So I'll leave that there, and we'll talk specifics in a moment. But before we do that, I would love to talk production. So as we mentioned, this movie was directed by Steve Carr, who is the director of Paul Blart Mall Cop and also Freaky Friday. If you've seen it.
What was he the director of?
The Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday?
The Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday.
And you have the nerve to say that this man isn't talented?
Yes, I do.
Fair point.
No, that's not a fair point. When was the last time you watched? I mean, I'm sure we'll cover it on this show.
Very recently. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is... I'm inviting myself on that episode as well.
Do it.
Jamie Lee Curtis's performance in Freaky Friday, I think, is one of the greatest comedic performances of all time.
That should have gotten her Oscar.
I will say, like, genuinely, I rewatched it before Freakier Friday, like in prep. And I will say, all jokes aside...
Holds up.
It is better than I remember. But I do think a lot of it is because of the performances from both of them.
Yeah.
Like, they both do such a good job.
Sure. Whether or not...
Like, everything else about it.
To be fair, I haven't seen it in a very long time, so I have no opinions on it. And I haven't seen Freakier Friday. So, we'll,
double feature?
Maybe we'll get to that in the future. But
how about this? When we're scamming all the kids, we'll do a double feature.
Perfect.
With the kids.
Yeah, just during the...
And then be like, hey, but like you have to pay for the popcorn and like the screenings.
Oh, they have to pay for it?
Yeah, the parents have to pay for it.
It's not
like, oh, we can't just play it.
The really expensive admission?
The really expensive admission. It's like a weekly pay.
Oh, yeah. And it's way too much.
How do you think Greenlit... We can't fund this show by ourselves.
It's exactly that scene in this film where it's like, this is the price per year, and she's like, per month. And it's that's you guys,
exactly.
but like
that's
hourly.
Us.
We're gonna pull directly from this movie as reference. We're gonna teach them 4 languages. 5.
5. They start Portuguese in the fall.
Exactly.
Okay, here's what we'll do. The only like real classes we offer are just a class on like film, and we'll call it something fancy like entertainment or something. But we'll just like wheel in a TV with like a VCR player.
Yeah.
And we'll just like play our shorts.
Exactly like our childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I love that.
Even though we get paid millions of dollars, we never upgrade the TV.
Amazing. No.
Obviously it's just going to go to our
we
pockets.
get our films on VHS. Well, I guess with the money we could
it was
make
converted.
VHS of Mama's Pie and
then we'll be like, just watch this and study because this is brilliant. And you end up a genius like us.
Exactly. There we go. Perfect.
Or a scam artist.
Right. So this movie was written by Jeff Rodkey, who is the writer of RV. Just a little tidbit there.
Goody.
He's written of other things, but yeah, I thought Pelton would specifically find that interesting. Cinematography was done by Stephen Poster. I don't know. He did the cinematography for Donnie Darko and Stuart Little 2. Probably movies we'll cover at some point.
Very tonally different there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that is... Yeah, he's kind of over the map.
Exactly. Editor for this movie was Christopher Greenberry, who edited The Muppet Movie already like legendary status in my eyes. But Muppet movie,
Jason
Dumb and
Segel
Dumber.
Muppet movie?
No, OG.
OG. Okay.
OG. Dumb and Dumber, Babysitter's Club, American Beauty, and The Pacifier.
American Beauty is a crazy one to plug into that list.
I know.
Yes,
if
1,000%
out.
But Pacifier, right there. So
he's done 2 of the 3.
yes. Oh, that'd be so cool if he did the trilogy.
Dude, you know we'll reboot it.
Exactly. So music for this movie was done by David Newman. And if you don't know David Newman, I recommend you look him up. But just to list off a few of his credits, he did the music for Heathers, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, The Mighty Ducks, The Sandlot, Matilda, Anastasia, Nutty Professor, and for Us. He's so close to being in our Hall of Fame because he did the music for Ice Age, the live-action Scooby-Doo, and The Cat in the Hat. So he's right in there.
He's close.
He's a Greenlit, almost a Greenlit legend. Almost.
So, okay, I have a question.
Yes.
In the rules of Greenlit,
do we have rules?
I think actually, no. I would say the only rule is that we both have to be there, but that doesn't even happen either.
No, never.
So, in the now new established rules of Greenlit, is being in the All-Timers Club, is that like a good thing?
Yes.
Or is it almost like when you get nominated for like a Razzie?
No.
Like it's kind of like a joke thing?
No.
You fully see it as like it's an Oscar.
It is an honor. The fact that we get to talk about them and the fact that they were in movies, not necessarily if they were great, but they were in 5 or more movies that shaped us as children. To me, that is an honor. That's a huge thing. So,
but
just
on the other hand, what happens like, okay, let's say David Newman makes it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What if he listens to like this episode? And we're like, hey, like it's a big honor. Like you did 5 movies that fundamentally shaped our youth.
Sure.
You got us to this place. But he thinks we're like dicks. Like he had a part in this.
That's fair. I mean, okay, with someone like him, like his filmography speaks for itself. Like he's much more than just our thing.
Just us.
Yeah. But I mean, like you have to, even if you don't necessarily think that like the movie is good, like I would assume like, you know, he's doing scores for these movies, but maybe he doesn't like the movie in general. I would still think that if someone came to you as an artist and was like, movies that you worked on shaped me as a child, even if the movies were bad, I feel like that would be a compliment. I don't know. I
agree. I also think that if it was a bad movie, they might be like, I don't hear that a lot. And it might be kind of amusing to them.
Yeah. It's like a nice poll.
Okay. Genuine question. I honestly don't know the answer. It's like a real question. Is let's say 20 years from now, the 3 of us make like a bunch of kids movies, whatever. And then we're at like a Comic-Con or something. And we have like one kid that walks up to us like, hey, like your guys' movies like shaped my youth. Like I loved your guys' stuff. Thank you so much. That'd be so sick. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, I can't believe stuff we did had an impact. Even if it's bad, we didn't like it. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then what happens if that same kid, he turns out to be like a serial killer or some shit?
Okay,
is that our fault?
No,
especially if
I would not associate
the films
that.
have nothing to do with that. I would be concerned if I made something that somehow reflected the
psycho
future
murder
actions
film.
of
How
the
to
person.
Make a Serial Killer, the movie. Like, yeah, if that was the case, then sure.
If I just made like Legally Blonde and someone there is murder in Legally Blonde.
Yeah. I was about to say, there is murder.
But even still, like I think that
you made Daddy Daycare.
You made Daddy Daycare and then someone's killing animals in their backyard. I'm like, the correlation does not equal causation.
Like, we just shape the good part of them. We don't get credit
if anything,
for
the
that.
odds of the kids who aren't killing animals in their backyard who had watched the film would be way higher.
And also think about how many movies you've seen, period. Like, and also like obviously in your childhood. There are so many different genres and types of movies that you could watch that could lead you down an infinite number of paths in your life. So yeah, like again, if we're out there making horror movies and like murder movies, like sure, then I would be like, oh shit, what did we do?
Like maybe we screwed up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just knowing our career paths, I don't think that we'd ever come close to that.
It's true.
To quote Scream as well, they have the quote about movies don't make psychos, they just make psychos more creative.
That's fair.
Fallon,
so maybe we're making
good poll.
Thank you, but I feel like if they start killing people and they're like wearing a face mask of like a popular character, that falls into all press is good press.
I guess.
Can I be honest? If someone went around killing and they wore the Quaywood logo, I don't think I'd be thrilled about it.
You wouldn't be thrilled, but you would also know that like search history, like the meter of the Google search is going way up.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like Mariah in
views would go up.
Yeah, it is. That's that a good weird point. Moral dilemma of like, is all press good press?
Good press. And then it's like that thing where like we get like the Netflix original murder documentary,
right? And then
like they ask us to be interviewed,
right. It gets weird, it gets muddy.
So like if someone's like, hey, you shaped my youth, but they're not necessarily the best person, there's not a direct correlation with that's our fault.
No.
Okay. Not at all.
Okay.
No.
I'm just panicked because not that there's like weird stuff in Mama's Pie, but you never know.
But also like just to really hammer home this point, if we were that successful that we were going to Comic-Con and people were coming up to us and saying that our movies changed their lives, that means enough people had to watch the movie to like to have that reaction, right? So to me, there are also so many different types of people and different things that would affect their lives that like the chances of that happening, even if we don't make a horror movie, are also like not impossibly low.
That's true.
As dark as that is to think about, like there still is a possibility.
There's still a chance.
Yeah. So it's like I think in any scenario, like I don't think you could ever put blame on yourself for making
I would be more afraid of the inevitable internet rule. I forget what it is about, like, if there is a fictional character, there exists like graphic art of it. I feel like that's the more inescapable part of like I would hate to see
if my
like
movie
look how they massacred my boy, basically.
Right. Yeah.
It's actually true. That's fair. I like if you have like an original like character you came up with, especially if it's like a wholesome family thing, but it kind of blows up, and then you're like, oh,
yeah. I mean, that's just like, the side of the internet that you just have to avoid.
And also, okay, wait, one last question.
Yeah.
Not to weird. I don't know how we got here, but I'm going to connect Daddy Daycare to Joker for a second. How do you? Okay, we're somewhat creative people. Obviously, we're not on the same level of like Todd Phillips. Like, sure. I have an ego. I don't have that much of an ego, okay? But hypothetically, you made Joker. Like Fallon, Nick, us, the three of us came together. We got Joaquin Phoenix, and we made the movie Joker. Mm-hmm. But then, as we kind of saw, some people took Joker almost like a little too far. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my God, this movie is like directly reflecting my life, and I should just like be chaotic and not give a shit. When really that wasn't fully the moral of that movie.
Right.
And then... I don't know if you guys watched Joker 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucked ass.
One, it sucked. But 2, it almost like disowned the first one and fans of the first one.
Sure.
It was very anti-Joker 1, which I get like from a fan way. Obviously, that's highly disappointing and just a hard movie to watch. But I can also somewhat understand from a creative standpoint where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But is that the right decision?
No.
Like if we made Daddy Daycare and people took it in a way, they're like the wrong way.
Yeah, people start scamming.
But they make a daycare in like Beverly Hills called Quaywood, and they start scamming.
I feel like this becomes a case about media literacy.
1,000%.
Which then I feel like you're opening up basically a thesis on media literacy right now.
Yeah.
Let's, you know what, on this show we usually goof around. Let's take the Daddy Daycare episode to really dive deep into media literacy here.
I literally was going to bring up like the like gender norm meaning, like the different readings of this film that you could do. Fair. I was going to say, because I'm like, if you guys wanted to get deep,
well, I mean, they
like,
call it out in the movie, bring it up at some point.
Yeah, they do briefly touch on it.
Yeah, but no, I think that the Joker one is like the textbook example. So I think that's like the extreme of it, right? I mean, especially in recent history. But no, I don't know if that's like the right move to go the complete opposite direction, especially when, I mean, as we all saw, the movie was bad. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, why would you make a movie just to counteract what you said when it all kind of blew over a little bit anyways? Like at that point, like why would you do that? I don't know. To me, that just is nuts.
It's an interesting, like, again, I like talking to you two especially about it because we've like worked on projects together. So I think we've done stuff creatively Even if it's like low budget, it's obviously, again, it's not like Joker level.
Sure.
But if you made a film, a piece of art, whatever, but then seemingly your film was misinterpreted by majority of audiences, do you just like let it go and be like, well, it's not mine anymore, it's for the world? Or do you kind of take the approach of like, oh, that's not what I meant, I almost gotta like course correct?
Course correct, but not in another film. I would say go,
not Joker 2.
No, I would say go, pull the social media move or like do something that's outside of the actual film itself and be like, hey, this is not what I was intending. Maybe that's just bad filmmaking, but this is not what I was
to a musical is a crazy move.
That's what I'm saying. Is like
the jump from like YouTube apology to full length musical is crazy.
Right, but that's my point. Is like you can then go out and make another good film that doesn't have to directly address what happened in the real world. You could stay in like your fantasy film world and kind of do different things that just don't go down the route of like things that can be misinterpreted in that way, but you don't have to directly address it and just make a shitty movie. Like I think you take care of that business outside of the actual art.
But what if like, is it even like, what if he thinks it's his fault? Which I don't know if it is.
The amount of time you thought about Joker while watching Daddy Daycare is astounding.
I don't know how this happened. But like for like Psychedelic Toad, obviously, again, not the same level. I cannot reiterate that enough. But it has a weird ending to it, right?
Yeah.
And I've gotten a lot of people like in my family who called me like, hey, I thought it was really good, but like, what's up with the ending? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, like,
interpret
I know
yourself.
what I intended when I wrote it.
Yeah.
But like at this point, it's out. So like my meaning is gone. I don't even care what I thought.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they walked away from the movie and they became like worse people because of it, am I to blame for that?
No.
You don't think so?
Again, it goes back to media literacy. I also think like some of the best movies have those endings that you're like, I don't actually know what happened and I can interpret this in my own way. And directors are like, exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, it's up for your interpretation. That's the point. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you have to know how to, break this down a little bit. Sure. But then at the same time, like, I don't think that you can take the blame for other people's misinterpretation. Because
of your work.
Yeah. And again, like you can have that conversation outside of the work, which is fine. And you can, if you want to go down a rabbit hole and like write a book and be like, this fucked up my life because everyone else like took it the wrong way, then sure. Because I'm sure people, could go down that route. But I really don't think that Todd Phillips is to blame.
Fallon, do you agree?
Especially a fucking movie about Joker. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a comic book movie.
Unfortunately, Joker had already been an unfortunate cultural symbol. Not on purpose, but I definitely feel like people had already adopted the Joker anarchy thing even prior to the film.
It really started with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Because even like most like Joker
sad.
like impressions or interpretations are of Heath Ledger's Joker specifically.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I do think that Joker in particular is the most extreme example. There could be more, but in terms of like pop culture, I think that one just like took it too far. And I think
what's one that didn't get taken far enough?
Okay.
You remember the clown craze of 2016?
Oh, you mean the scariest like summer of my whole life?
Yeah, it was terrifying.
It allegedly had nothing to do with the movie coming out, but I'm thinking it could have, and then they were like, "Hey, no."
That was one of the worst. It was one of the worst times of my life because at my childhood home, in the kitchen, there's like a big window out to the backyard, and there's woods in the backyard, and we had a sliding glass door right in the dining room where you ate dinner that went directly out into the back to the woods. So as that was happening, even like neighbors, not necessarily like direct neighbors, but neighbors like in the area, I was seeing videos on Snapchat of like genuine backyard like it was a real thing that was happening in my neighborhood.
Your neighborhood?
Yes, in my neighborhood, like around the area.
Oh, fuck that.
Wow.
And so I was like, I'm gonna die, because this was also at the point where like I was like, in high school, I was like staying home by myself a little bit more. Like it was I had real fear because I was just by myself and I had this all this glass window out to the back. And so every day, I'd be washing dishes, be like making myself, lunch or whatever, sitting in the dining room. And I would freak myself out because I would just look out in the back and be like, are there clowns out there? And then I just run and just go hang out in my room. And I wouldn't come out until my parents would come home.
Nick.
It was awful. I was so like traumatized from that like period of time. I was like, this is horrible. And then when it came out, I was like, fuck this guy Pennywise, first of all.
Did you even watch it?
Oh, yeah. And I loved it.
Oh, you did?
But I was like, oh, my God. Like, I was awful. So anytime anyone brings it up, I'm like, I really had trauma behind that.
Well, I remember when that happened because it was high school. You're right.
Yeah.
And I went to like a boarding school in upstate New York. And we're surrounded by woods.
Oh.
And not only were we surrounded by woods, but to get to the school, there's a very public highway. Mm-hmm. And it's literally just from the highway, you literally just take a left and you are on school grounds. Mm-hmm. So there had to be major security because anyone can just go onto our campus.
Yeah.
So I remember like at the peak of it, we had an all-school meeting every Wednesday. And at the all-school meeting, they're like, hey guys, so here's the number for security. If you see something, say something. And we're like, what the fuck is this? And can I go home?
Just clearly related
like, this
to
is
the
terrifying.
clowns.
Yeah, there's just clowns showing up during math class. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's insane.
But you know what? They kept us protected.
Well, that's
we
good.
were okay.
I didn't have protection. I had myself.
You were fucked. Yeah. I had security and like professors and stuff. I was all good.
Yeah. And what made it worse too is like, yeah, if they came up through the backyard, they could just see directly into the house wherever I was, other than like my bedroom. So that's why I was like, I gotta go camp out there. Like, this is it. This is the end for me.
If we knew you then, you definitely like you would have been pranked.
We would. That's true.
Unfortunately, I feel like you would have been.
1,000%. Okay, back to yeah.
Real quick before we go back to production notes, my overall thesis of what I'm trying to say is I think by watching Daddy Daycare, you become a worse person.
That's insane.
That's it's the Joker effect.
The ending is very sweet.
That is an insane take. It is an absolutely insane take.
Not saying I'm wrong. That's all I'm saying.
I'll wait until we walk through the actual plot of the film, but I definitely disagree.
I think
I don't know if I can get on
plot,
board with that.
I'll be like, this is where he acts like Joaquin Phoenix and Joker.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna kick the whole thing to Joker. Also, wait, Fallon, this is your fault.
That is true. Last time I was on the show, I did make a game where you guessed the reviews, and you had to guess if it was a review for Pink Panther or the Joker. And I should have prepared it this time.
God, I don't even remember.
Next time
that.
I come on, I will do that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had it for this one. I'm like, no more. No more Joker
that would tie
in
it
the
directly
show.
in.
Next time I'll do like Freaky Friday or Joker or It. Maybe It.
Yeah.
Listen, if you had brought the game this time, I think the game would be way harder because the reviews are probably very similar.
They're almost identical. Let's talk budget for this movie. What do you guys think is the budget for Danny Daycare? Fallon, you want to give us a guess?
That's a good question. I feel like it's hard because I feel like film budgets have become so overblown these days.
Sure.
And I feel like the biggest part of this budget is Eddie Murphy's paycheck.
Sure.
Like 75 mil?
Okay. Pelton?
Ooh. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
It's a big cast, but you're right. It's early 2000s. It's an early 2000s comedy movie. And most of it is in one location anyway. It's mostly just in a house.
A gorgeous house, by the way.
Okay.
It is a
distractingly beautiful house.
We need to talk about that in a moment. It's insane.
Like for a guy that got laid off for 6 weeks, I'm like, how the fuck are you affording that house?
Insane.
It's insane. But you said 75. I'll go lower. I'll say 60.
Right on the money. $60 million.
Oh my god! Is it the first time I've gotten it exactly?
It's the second time, I believe.
Wow!
I'm almost in the 5 Timers Club.
But 60.
You're almost in our own Hall of Fame. Yes, this movie was made for $60 million. Yeah, mid-budget studio comedy. Makes sense. Big star.
Yeah, makes sense.
Pretty good supporting cast. And, I mean, again, the cutest kids in the world. So, $60 million.
So cute.
And what do you think this movie made in the box office? Fallon, over to you.
Ooh. It did well enough to reach me.
Right.
I guess that is true.
200?
Okay. Pelton?
I'm going to guess way lower.
Okay.
There's no way. Okay, because it did well enough to reach Fallon, but not well enough to reach me.
Oh, are you
When
in
did
the
it come
upper
out?
echelon of
what
film
time of year
reviewers?
did it come out?
It was 2003, you said,
Yeah.
right?
But
So I
what
was
time
2.
of year?
The release date for Daddy Daycare was May 9th, 2003. So right on the
I feel like
cusp
that's
of the
helpful.
summer blockbusters.
But not quite.
Not
Yeah,
quite.
the kids are still in school.
And all kids are still in school.
In daycare as
I
well.
never heard of it. And in daycare. And also, there was no sequel.
Well,
I never
you're wrong about
There's
that.
no sequel, but there's some weird stuff going on with IMDb that I definitely want to talk about.
The spoiler alert, there are sequels.
What?
We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay. I'm still not going to say 200 million, but if it's 60 million, and I'm assuming it was a theatrical release, so double it for 120 for marketing, I'm going to say it made like 170.
164. Very close. Again.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah. Doing pretty good this episode. Yeah, $164 million, which again, for mid-budget
I
comedy,
just rounded up.
not bad.
That's
Not bad.
That's true. You just rounded. She adjusted for inflation.
It did make some money, which is good. So, a little bit more about production. We'll get to the sequels in a moment. The film was initially set up at 20th Century Fox, but Fox placed the film into turnaround due to its budget concerns. It sold the film to Revolution Studios. Shooting began on August 1st, 2002 in Los Angeles and concluded November 22nd. Again, there's something about this movie for some weird reason that I could not find a whole lot on its production.
Really?
Almost at all. It was absolutely
There's
insane.
very little IMDb facts either.
Yeah, there's like
very
almost
little
nothing,
about
which
it.
is insane.
I could also imagine the studio's hesitation in making a film like this because of the amount of children that you have to work with and how difficult it is to work with.
One of
children's
like the four
schedules.
things they always say to not work with.
That is
It's
very,
like
very
water,
true.
animals, children, and I think there's another, maybe not.
Fire.
But yeah. So the film's poster was officially released in December of that year with the tagline, D-Day is coming, which I thought was funny.
Wow.
That is crazy.
D-Day is coming.
Yeah. This fact I only included because it makes like way too much sense. John Goodman was considered for the role of Phil.
You can tell.
Yes.
It's the same person.
It's
It's
basically
literally the same person.
It's a very similar person.
It's just John Goodman.
Exactly. But yeah, and then the final thing about production is about the sequel. So soon after the release of Daddy Daycare, Eddie Murphy was rumored to be involved in a sequel film, although he had not signed up for one. A sequel was released on August 8th, 2007, titled Daddy Day Camp, with a new actor replacing Eddie Murphy as Charlie Hinton, and Sony once again distributing the film, this time under TriStar. The film was ripped apart by critics with a 1% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It won the Razzie Award for Worst Prequel or Sequel, and somehow, after all of that, another sequel, Granddaddy Daycare, was released on February 5th, 2019.
What is happening?
One of the greatest years in cinema. By Universal,
Apparently.
also the same year as Joker, by Universal Pictures Home Entertainment on direct-to-video format. Another new,
no
a
theatrical.
third new actor played Charlie Hinton, who appears as a supporting character in this movie, so he is not the main focus. But yes, 2 sequels, 1 direct-to-DVD, but no Eddie Murphy.
In the same year as Joker.
Yeah.
That can't
In
be a
Daddy Day
coincidence.
Camp, it was Cuba Gooding Jr., who's
Yes.
not
What?
a nobody.
Right.
No, that's a
Yeah.
big name.
Yeah. Wild.
Dude, why is there a whole like cinematic universe for this?
There is. I'm telling you, we got to get Quaywood Daycare in this mega movie about
We
the
have to
actual
do it
daycare.
now.
We got to get in. So yeah.
While the fire's lit.
Exactly. But yeah, that's all.
I also attempted. Oh,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I also attempted to do some research. I was looking into the trivia because I'm like, oh, maybe they won't look at the trivia. I'll have some interesting things to say.
Let's hear it.
And it was a whole lot of nothing. And one of the only things that it said was in the very first scene. The little boy that plays Ben, he wears SpongeBob slippers. And the fun fact is just about the actor happening to like SpongeBob, which I feel like is
Hey.
very much a fork found in kitchen of facts.
Yeah.
Which is a quote that I now love.
I
Fork found in kitchen.
guarantee you that the kid just had the slippers.
He just showed
I
up
also
on
just
set
feel
with
like
them.
that fact is almost just like saying he also liked chicken nuggets, and like, I feel like it's just like kid liking
They're-
SpongeBob is like
Cool.
They're reaching
Great.
for these fun facts.
Yeah, I guess it's like kind of sweet. I think it would only be interesting if you like grew up and got like a SpongeBob tattoo or something. Like I feel like a little kid like SpongeBob. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Like okay.
What else? It makes sense.
Yeah, it's like that's your IMDb trivia.
Weirdly, not about a lot about production. But yeah, that's all I had. Like not a whole lot of interesting things besides the sequels. Besides the sequels.
The sequels blow my. I feel like the sequels are gonna keep me up at night because this movie made money, but like it didn't make a ton.
Sure.
And then there's not a lot about production. There's not a lot about fun facts. They're doing SpongeBob fun facts, but yet somehow they have 2 sequels. How's that possible? Joker only has 1.
Daycare especially is strange.
Very strange because it was 12 years after the initial sequel.
I feel like that could just be a completely different idea at that point.
Yeah.
In calling it that.
Well, I mean, again, it's like they kick the main character to the side, cast a different person for the second time, direct to DVD, in still a pre-pandemic era, but still post like major DVD era. So who the fuck is watching that movie?
Direct-to-DVD sequels are so fascinating to me. I know there's like a direct-to-DVD sequel of Cinderella that people like that involves time travel.
Don't even get me started about the direct-to-DVD.
Can you confirm? I knew that you would know.
Okay, so there's a whole studio essentially that was dedicated to Disney direct-to-DVD sequels. So I'm talking like Aladdin 2, Cinderella 2 and 3.
Any bangers?
Basically
Lion
everything.
King 1.5.
I will say the Lion King 1.5. I will say that weirdly returned or I forget what it's called, Return of Jafar, it's the Aladdin sequel, is very fun.
Really?
Quality, not great. Very fun watch. I'm also a huge Aladdin fan, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, there was a whole studio, I believe we've talked about it on the show before, but it closed a little while ago. But their whole thing was they make direct to DVD like major Disney sequels, which is nuts.
Well, like, it's interesting because I know the direct-to-DVD sequels was a big thing in like 80s, 90s, and like early 2000s, right?
Which is when that studio was thriving, and then eventually it closed, and it closed before this sequel came out. So I'm like, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah,
like it's 2019. That's way too late for a direct-to-DVD sequel. Now, Fallon, you did say like this could be one of those things where it started off as a different idea, and then they just kind of like slapped an IP on it. Because that does happen. Sure. Like, you have, like, your Kindergarten Cop 2.
It feels different enough that you could make a movie about grandfathers babysitting and not have it be part of this franchise. And I don't think I would question it.
Yeah. It's almost like, it's like famously, like, American Psycho 2 was, like, written and directed to not be an American Psycho 2. But then they just didn't think it would do super well financially, so they kind of, like, put the label on it, had some, like, ADR lines of, like, Patrick Bateman, and then called it a day.
And I've never seen it, but I would assume that worked against it. Because I know that if I was going to see a sequel to a movie that I really liked and I saw a completely different movie, I'd be like, what?
Where it wasn't even, like, intended. Like, it's such a bizarre watch if you watch it.
So, we open with Ben, son of Eddie Murphy's character Charlie, getting ready for his day.
Ever.
Cutest kid on the planet, potentially. He has his little SpongeBob slippers. He loves SpongeBob, as we know.
Hey, did you know, fun fact, he actually loves SpongeBob in real life.
So he's getting ready for his day, and he wakes up his dad, who fell asleep at his desk the night before. And this is where we learn that Charlie, who is played by Eddie Murphy, is a struggling, like, marketing. It seems like he's, like, an executive. Like, he's, like, a pretty high-up marketing guy, relative to... Because it sounds like he has, like, a team that works under him. But he is...
yeah, but he's also, like... I'm not trying to rag on him. Like, even in the movie, I feel like he's kind of like the loser branch.
Yes, he's the head of like health foods, or
he's like the
high up there in the health foods
stuff.
Division, which is one division of a larger company.
But I think,
and he's like a small little like closet.
I think that this is the point where I do have to mention that although he is the head of this, crappy healthy cereal division, he's still the head of the division. Let's talk about this house.
Yeah, he is.
Let's talk about this house that these people have.
This gorgeous house.
I don't remember what the wife does for work, but they have a Mercedes.
She's a lawyer.
Oh, okay,
so I think that she's...
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's also pretty high up, so that might be
she's
part of it.
She's the breadwinner.
But I will say, it does seem like he kind of rakes in a lot of money because when he does lose his job, it seems, they're pulling from the emergency fund. Like, they're really hurting. But, they have their Mercedes. They have this absolutely beautiful, beautiful.
It's like a mansion.
And like you said earlier, it is distractingly pretty. I could not stop looking in
really
the background of the scenes
it.
to just look at like how it was laid out. Oh my god, they have this bookshelf that's embedded into the wall and it's so pretty and it's all like this natural wood.
Yeah, I'm like distracted by the woodwork and the doors.
I was looking through the characters in almost every scene that they were in this house, which is most of the movie. Like, it was just stunning. But yes, so he is this struggling marketing executive at Ample Foods working on this healthy cereal brand that I remember this scene just so vividly because I was like, I'm not eating that shit. Like, I was with the kids. I was like, throw the milk.
I say it to myself every time. Every time I have to spell broccoli.
I love that.
Now, okay, Fallon, I'm sorry. But this is where one of my first complaints with this movie comes
All right,
up.
Let's hear the Joker comparison. Let's see you try and do this.
Is it because you wanted to be the carrot?
Maybe. No. Well, first of all, I didn't want to be the carrot. I will be the carrot.
Sure.
But in my opinion, I think Eddie Murphy is almost like...
Don't you dare.
...too cool to play like the loser of this company.
Okay.
Like I almost didn't buy it because it's Eddie Murphy.
Right. To spoil a little bit my final thoughts, he's so good. Like, he's just so good in everything that he does, and I think he's, one of the legendary performers of our time.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I understand where you're coming from, of, like, he might be too cool to play this, like, nerdy executive guy.
Yeah, he's doing, like, broccoli O's, but it's Eddie Murphy.
Right.
So I'm like, I almost don't buy it.
I'm finding it hard to even... I can't even have a take on this because I feel like this job does not even exist now.
Sure.
Well, that too.
But yeah, there's a part of me that buys it when you see him interacting with his son. Because you're like, okay, he's a little bit more down to earth. He's a little bit more, like, he's not this cool, like, superhero guy that we picture him, Eddie Murphy, as. So, and he has those interactions and, like, with his wife, it feels a little bit more grounded. So then when he does go back to work, to me, he kind of fits the part a little bit more. But yeah, I would agree that in the beginning, it does feel a little bit like, oh shit, it's legendary comedian Eddie Murphy at this weird job that no longer exists in our world. So it's a little off-putting in the beginning, but in my opinion, I think it works out as it kind of progresses.
You got used to it. I think for me, it worked once we got to like the actual daycare stuff. But just like this, like when the movie was telling me, hey, he's kind of like the loser of this company. He's the head of this branch, but it's a branch that's picked on. But it's like Beverly Hills Cop Eddie Murphy. Like,
you could make the argument that he got saddled with like unfortunate products, but with the way that marketing is framed in this movie, you need to be somewhat charismatic because he is also directly facing the people.
That is true.
Like, he's not just designing the product, he's like kind of designing like the Don Draper-esque, the cell. Like, he's like in the room, like convincing them that stuff. So you could say that like it's the charisma angle of marketing. He just happens to be in the hardest thing to market for kids.
I agree. And also, like, when you see him start the legwork for Daddy Daycare, he is charming and he does know what he's doing. Yes. So you do get that vibe of like, yeah, he is interacting with people. And I feel like a lot of the reason why he is so high up at his company is because he can be a social, cool guy that we like know him as. And it's like, yeah, there's that charm there. Like, I completely agree, Fallon.
I totally buy he's the head of something because he has so much just natural charisma just because it is Eddie Murphy. Mm-hmm. Like, he just walks around and there is star power and talent there. Yeah. He doesn't have to say a word. Like, this is someone special. But it's just like those scenes where they all like pick on him. Like, he doesn't even know his cereal is cut, but other people do. I'm like, but I don't think they would treat a guy like this way.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Because he's Eddie Murphy,
well, especially the guy that
he's just too cool.
Calls him a loser.
Yeah, I'm like, can you call Eddie Murphy a loser?
That was the one or two or three, however many scenes there were that I truly did not buy. I was like, I'm out.
Fair.
But everything else,
that guy sucked so much.
It felt very strange.
Pelton, I need to show you a film. Have you seen Bedazzled?
No.
Bedazzled is a film starring Brendan Fraser. You're familiar?
Yes.
Of course.
Perfect.
And basically I would love to watch this. I would love to watch any Brendan Fraser movies.
Me too.
On the pod. But
Looney Tunes back in action.
He is a a nerd, and the whole like beginning of the movie, like the whole framework is that he is a nerd, and it's like, you're telling me that this guy's walking around the office all like 6'2" of this man, and none of y'all like him? Like, that's crazy.
There's no way.
Yeah, so I think sometimes you just gotta suspend the disbelief.
Well, yeah, it's like the classic like Superman thing, where it's like, you can't have this guy who's like not even human, genuinely, but also just how handsome he is, walking around this little office.
Love of my life, David Cornsway. I do have an action figure of him right off the Zoom screen.
Honestly, I don't blame you. I have one hidden in my closet.
Yeah, I think if
Nick,
I worked in the office with him, not an ounce of work is getting done.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially in the beginning, I had the same thought where I'm like, okay, it's clearly like a Superman thing, or it's like back in the day, you'd like take the glasses off and all of a sudden she's beautiful, but like clearly she's been beautiful the whole time. It's one of those, but I think surprisingly, this movie was more grounded than I thought it would be. Like, genuinely, you do have like very sincere moments with him and his son. Like, it's not as goofy as like an RV per se.
Right.
So I think because it was like more grounded than I realized, I kind of struggled to suspend my disbelief as much as like a superhero, and Superman's flying around saving the day.
Well, I also think the guy that bullies them is clearly a loser also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so I think that could be part of it as well, where it's
That
like
is
not
true.
even like real bullying of
It's
like
like
someone
insecurity.
picking on someone beneath them. Yeah.
That's true. It's like an insecure thing.
Yeah.
I almost wish, like, in an ideal world, like, I almost wish that wasn't fully in the movie. Like, you can still have him leading a product that ultimately is a failure, but just, like, the weird bullying of Eddie Murphy, like, in his prime, too, I'm like, fuck off. No way. There's no way.
That's fair. Continuing on with plot, he does get fired after the company closes their healthy food department, and he and his wife have to figure out how they're going to afford Chapman, which is a local, very expensive and pretentious daycare that Ben, their son, is about to start attending. Now, Charlie starts watching Ben while his wife Kim is providing for the family. Obviously, as we learned, she is a lawyer, so she takes the Mercedes out. She's doing her thing. Yes, please.
Regina King, oh my god, again, way too famous for this movie.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, successful lawyer.
Stunning.
Great mother, great wife. So just him being like, I'm a failure, and I'd be like, you get to come home to Regina King, lawyer Regina King every night. I was just like, that especially, I was like, dude.
You have that,
in this gorgeous house.
You have that, you have the cute kid, who's also very smart. You have
he is very smart.
You have the beautiful house, you have the car. But it blows my mind that it's like, okay, you're out of work.
The male ego.
But you're out of work for what was it, 6 weeks? And they were like, we need to pull from the emergency fund. How many bills did they have?
That also calls into question how much he was making.
That's like the emergency fund? That's wild.
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
I'm so serious. Okay. I think I got it.
He's Joker.
I think when they were he is Joaquin Phoenix. When they pulled into the emergency fund, I think that was his emergency fund. And instead of like a traditional nuclear family thing where like they share all the money together, she knows that this guy is like kind of a deadbeat and he's making broccolios. So she keeps her money to herself. He's not allowed to touch it.
She got a prenup?
She got a prenup.
Okay.
And like, it's like he has his own private money. And that, like, because if you think about it, right? Like, he's like, we have to dip into the emergency fund. But then one day she walks into the room and he bought all of this stuff for, like, these kids. Even though the business, it was very clearly not successful. Yeah. Like, they did this huge bake sale and he was like, yeah, we made no money at all. And then they buy a whole building, not to spoil the movie.
Their fundraiser was insane. They got cheap trick
insane.
at the fundraiser.
It's my thing is he dipped into the emergency fund, wasted all that money too, and at the end of the movie when they like buy a building and they have this crazy fundraiser, it doesn't even do well. He's just using his wife's money.
It's just the lawyer money.
It's just the lawyer money because he is broke.
Maybe, but also like it feels like a very romantic relationship. Like they actually do like each other.
No, prenups were signed.
I don't know about all that.
This is a loveless marriage.
Oh my god. Poor Ben.
That's my think about it. He has a Mercedes. He throws her in some stupid van, even though she makes the most money. What's up with that?
But does she?
But then she eventually takes that Mercedes like she deserves. Thank you very much.
Fair. She should have been driving it the whole time.
Exactly. She probably bought it.
I don't know. Again, it seems like he's making a good amount, but that's fair.
All I know is he only has 6 weeks of money, and then he's broke.
That's true. Then he's completely out. It's because they're big ass house.
She's doing just convinced. Fine. You know what? Not only were prenups signed, I think it was like a marriage to benefit thing. Like it wasn't a marriage of love. It was like, hey, I need like health benefits.
Okay. I'll you know what? You have your takes. I'll have mine.
Because all the products we see him make fail. Mm-hmm. And then cotton candy cereal. Hang on, I'm a big cereal guy. I got you. Does cotton candy cereal exist currently? No. And was it a thing once upon a time? Yes, there was Captain Crunch cotton candy cereal, and they discontinued it because it didn't do very well.
That surprises me. I was convinced that one of the Halloween ones, like Blueberry or something, was cotton candy.
No, there was a Frankenberry strawberry, and then you have Blueberry, which is blueberry. Like, it's somewhat close. But I think cotton candy, they tried it many times. It never works. Like, it never ends up sticking. So that means he came up with this idea. They brought him back for like millions of dollars, and it still failed.
But he did say that it was like a joke that he had. Like, it wasn't like a real idea.
That is true.
And also he quit. So it's like...
So he's just a failure all around.
When when a competing brand who makes like the chocolate Choco O's or whatever it is, when he sees them in the grocery store and stomps on them, I love that.
Kicks the shit out of them and then puts it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's so good. Charlie starts watching Ben while his wife Kim is providing for the family, as she does so gracefully. And he realizes that there are no decent daycares that are affordable, so he has to start one himself because this is his only path forward. He wants to make his money, keep up with his wife, take the Mercedes out. But he feels that the only path forward is to make a competing daycare. Also, I feel like it's a little bit out of spite because he hates the woman that like started the other or like runs the other daycare. I mean, she's also like a bitch, but
yeah, she runs it like a military facility.
Yes.
When they visited Chapman, they have on very strict, uncomfortable uniforms, like all gray. They're doing like Tai Chi. Like it is kind of cute. They were doing SAT prep, which was crazy.
Insane. Funny joke, but insane in reality. But yes, he convinces Kim to start the daycare in their home. And Charlie and his business partner, Phil, who also got fired from Ample Foods, who is Pelton,
I'll take it.
Start trying to get clients. Initially, people are put off that there are two dudes, which we mentioned in the beginning, just like a very weird thing to watch now in 2026. But eventually come around after one mom allows her kids to go there. Because this was the mom that they kind of interacted with at the playground. And I don't know if they like knew each other prior, but she was like cool with them.
Yeah, it seems like they were parent
And she was
friends.
like, hey guys, like, you know, whatever. Like, they're going to treat the kids right. And basically breaking that stereotype of like, it has to be, women. But
also, Nick, did you catch who the mom was?
I did not.
I literally have my jaw open.
Who was it?
I was so happy.
Greenlit person?
Dude, it's a Greenlit person.
Who is it?
It's Fred's mom.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna call out her role in Men in Black.
She's in Men in Black?
We haven't covered Men in Black, to be fair. But when we do, Fallon's going to be on that episode, and we're going to talk about her.
Deal.
But if you asked me with a gun to my head who the actors in Fred were, besides Fred, I'd be a goner.
John Cena's in
dad?
it, right?
Yeah, John Cena.
Okay,
that's his dad?
Yeah.
It's his dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
That movie is out of control.
Also, he returns in like all the other sequels, which is wild.
He does. But it was Fred's mom. Not only was it Fred's mom, she shows up with a son. And I'm like, this came out in 2003. I wonder if you do the math, does it work out?
If it's Fred?
That could be Fred.
Canonically, it is Fred.
Yeah, like, could that actually be Fred?
Maybe? I don't know.
It might.
I feel like the kid's too young for that, but you never know.
Let me know when it's time to do a rundown of the children, because I'm very excited about the children and all of their personalities.
So let's get to that right now. So they struggle at first because the kids are all crazy in their own unique ways, but eventually the kids crash and the parents are impressed. Let's talk about the kids. They all I feel like they basically took like one wild kid trait and like that was the whole kid's personality. And I love that. Like one is like
True,
in a costume
with
forever.
That many, yes.
Yeah. And like one like
with that many kids, that's how you break it up.
Yeah, and it's
you
like
have to,
it's
right?
like there's one like the girl that's like a little bit smarter and she like learns how to read and she's a little.
Well, she also has all of her allergies and all of those things that she can't eat, and she names all the things she can't have. Red dye number 4, yellow dye number 2, maltodextrose. It's very cute.
It is really cute. I'm not gonna lie.
And also, the little blonde one is Elle Fanning.
Yes, it is.
Which is very cool
my
to
God,
see her
yeah.
in this.
That's
It
wild.
was because she popped up. I'm like, why does she look familiar? And Nicole's like, yeah, that's Elle Fanning.
Yeah. She's also been in I feel like a lot of Greenlit movies that we just haven't covered yet. But she pops up a lot in like our childhood movies.
She does.
So,
I know she's in Predator Badlands.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Not
I
a
love
classic
her.
childhood movie.
Yeah.
I've been told that I look like Elle Fanning, so now when I see anything, I'm like, "That's my twin," and when
That's
I see
your
Dakota,
girl.
I'm like, "That's my big sister." And
That's
I'll
how I
see
feel
anything
about
with
like
them in
Brad
it.
Pitt and like George Clooney.
Right.
Like you look
get
just
told-
like him.
That's how I feel
Like
about
especially like when you take off your shirt, like it's like a 1-for-1 replica. I'm like, that's crazy.
Whoa. Let's see. Elle
I'm
Fanning
trying to think of
was
some
in
of the other kids. Yeah,
We Bought a Zoo. She was in
I didn't know she was in that.
the
didn't
dub
either.
of My Neighbor Totoro. She was in
Okay.
Super 8. I love Super 8.
Oh yeah.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button. What else?
That's a classic childhood
Yeah,
movie.
perfect.
She's in Maleficent, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's in
Yes, she's
Charlotte's
Princess
Web.
Sarah.
She's in Charlotte's Web.
So I guess she is a big Greenlit player. We just haven't really gotten to her yet.
No, I feel like there's so many other ones that I'm just not finding.
Some of the
Maybe it's
other
Dakota
kids-
Fanning. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. Because they do look alike as kids, but All right, moving on. So
There's also some of the other kids, though.
Yes.
Max is Phil's son, and he does not know how to change his diaper.
yep, he's big poopy boy, big farter.
Yep.
Big poopy boy. One of the best scenes in the film is Eddie Murphy opening the door after he's gone to the bathroom.
Okay, that one was
And-
also burned into my brain because I think as
Yes,
a kid
and
I
they're
was
just
like, how do you
playing
get it on the ceiling?
Tense, psycho-esque violin strings.
Yeah.
It might even be the Psycho soundtrack.
I think it was
I
the
think
Psycho
it was.
thing.
Yeah, and he's looking all around the room and even up the ceiling. His facial expressions are so funny.
So good.
It's all okay. That was okay. I feel bad, but it was that scene and the scene where Eddie Murphy's going around to all the different daycares, like in his town, and one of them is like it's like that cell or door.
That scene is very funny. I
They
forgot
open
about
it up
that
and there's
one.
all the kids at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it was I felt bad because I've never seen this,
Yeah.
so I'm watching it, and also keep in mind I do Greenlit, and Nick always asks me what the budget is, and for both scenes, I'm like, oh, they didn't actually show any kids, they didn't show any like poop on the wall or ceiling. It's just like implied,
Yeah.
and that's what led to my 60 million conclusion.
But I also think that
the
makes it better.
implied poop is funnier.
Yeah.
I think with the poop, yes, because it's like up to your own interpretation.
Right.
I do think seeing a
With
bunch
the
of
cellar,
kids,
did you
like,
want it to just be like a scene from Weapons?
a little bit? I did. I'm like covered in dirt, wearing like potato sacks as clothes. I'm like, you could have so
Yeah.
much fun with that.
Yeah. Like that could have been good. There's a video that's
I really
been
like
going
when
around.
they pull up.
Oh, go ahead.
I like when they pull up to one and it looks really nice, and then all the police cars just come out of nowhere and they speed
that's
off.
great.
That was very funny.
That's very funny. There's a video going around of like this fraternity that got busted
Yes.
for, you know what I'm talking about? That they got busted for hazing, and the always like the thumbnail is just this very dark, like blurry photo, and it's just like a flashlight, and it's all these fraternity bros like with no shirts on, and they're just in this basement.
Covered in an indeterminate substance.
Yeah, it's
What?
insane. So that's like what I almost pictured.
Why is it? Didn't we make that joke in River Fork?
I think so.
They're like getting dunked in honey or some shit. Like, why did that happen in real life?
I watched the video of it, and it's like this. It goes on for like way too long, and they just like avoid
The way
every
that
question.
they speak to the cops is
Insane.
crazy.
Well, that one kid ended up getting arrested, but yeah, insane.
Whoa.
That they were just like, we don't own this house, but we actually do own this house, but we have to call the like fraternity father, but he's out of town, and like the none of the freshmen are saying anything. Like they're being questioned, but they're not saying a word. And the cops are like, oh, are any of you here against your will? And they're like, no, sir. And they all like say it in unison. It's like, dude, it's like
What
it's like
the
a cult.
hell?
It's insane. But anyways, so yes, the kids are extremely cute, and they all have their own little antics. But yes, they continue to have a fun time. They get some new kids in the mix, and Charlie and Ben get closer all until a child services director shows up to the daycare and points out multiple issues with the house that they're running it out of, which is Charlie's house, to figure it out, because it's just his house. They don't have like a nap area. They don't have they don't have a lot of things that they need to have.
Baby gates or like safety proof stuff.
Exactly. So the most shocking thing to me, and this is why I was like, this guy's he's earning his money, is they work overnight to get this place up to code. How many codes? I don't know. I don't know what they have to figure out. It seems like a lot based on the paperwork that they have. A lot. And the next day they get it all up to code and everything's fine. And they get another coworker, because of the amount of kids that they have to kind of keep everything going, who is another person at their old place of employment, Marvin. Rounding out the trio of us.
Love Marvin.
Marvin's great.
Right away, he's able to communicate with one of the children because one of the children speaks in a language that no one can understand. Mm-hmm. He realizes that it's Klingon.
Yeah.
And Marvin is a nerd and can also
speak
speak
He's just a super
Klingon.
nerd.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Also, yeah, go ahead.
Marvin's a future Greenlit player, isn't he?
Yes.
Because that's the dad from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I love him. He's so funny.
Also just weirdly been in like very small roles in so many other movies that I have either watched recently or watched growing up, and almost
recently in Anaconda. Steve's on. Yeah.
He was?
I haven't even seen that, but I'm like, that's my point. Is like he's just in these weird. I'm sure his role was smaller, but like, man,
he's like secretly
he's just everywhere.
He is like a confirmed Greenlit all timer.
Oh,
just like not yet.
Almost guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah, it will happen.
It's also one of those things where like I always forget how good of a like character actor he is.
Oh, he's
like,
so great.
He plays the roles that he gets and is in these movies so well that you almost don't like, you recognize his face, but you can't tell that that's just not him from like watching his performances. You're like, oh, he's just fucking amazing.
I love the Mr. Heffley schizophrenia edits. Are you familiar?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I'm not.
I really
Wait,
like when they edit clips together from Diary of a Wimpy Kid of is it Greg Heffley's father?
Yeah.
And it's so funny. They have him who put General Grant on the thermostat, and like there's just like clips of him talking to himself, and they do the thing where they like speed up his voice and then slow it down, and it's all in black and white. I highly recommend anyone who likes those movies to watch it, because it kills me every time.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing. So continuing on, they find out that the complaint to child services came from the head of Chapman, which I forget her name. I know it comes up later. But she's very pissed off about this whole daddy daycare situation because she's losing students to them. So she gets child services back to their house. And the complaint this time is because they have 14 students that can't legally fit in the house. So they're given an ultimatum to either get rid of some students or to get a bigger facility. And they choose the latter and put on a fundraiser to raise enough money to afford the new facility. But Mrs. Harridan, that is her name, the head of Chapman, sabotages the fundraiser, causing them to not get enough money. So I know we talked a little bit about the fundraiser, but are any further thoughts about how insane this thing is?
Yes, because whatever the budget was for this fundraiser is out of control.
Right.
Absolutely like, even if, insane.
Like, it's absolutely insane. The biggest... Okay, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But my memory is the biggest sabotage of the fundraiser is when they put like the bugs in the food. Because they're like selling this food and it ruins all of it.
Yeah.
So they like don't make a dime because they can't sell anything.
Right.
But I'm like, considering the budget of this fundraiser, I think even if they sold all of that food, I still don't think they were going to make a lot of money.
No, I feel like they're not making a big profit off of how much they spent on the fundraiser.
It's crazy.
Well, that's my thing too, is like when they're counting the money afterwards, it feels like pennies compared to what they spent. Why didn't they just take the money that they spent on the fundraiser to just put towards the facility? That's what I don't understand. Because you're getting all this entertainment, you're making or buying all this food. It just doesn't add up to me.
It does make a really fun, cute scene with some good music.
Oh, it makes for a great montage. Don't get me wrong. But
this one has Surrender, and the actual band, Cheap Trick, is there performing.
Insane.
Which is kind of fun. But that means that in the world of this movie, they paid for the band Cheap Trick to actually perform at this fundraiser.
Marvin probably knew them.
Yeah, with all of his charisma.
But it's just, listen, my theory is that he's bad with his money, and that wife definitely got a prenup. I think this just confirms it. Because this fundraiser is off the walls.
Yeah, sure. That's so fair. So after all of this, Charlie gets an offer from his old employer to come back at double his salary, and Mrs. Harridan offers Charlie to take all the kids that they have in their daycare for the same enrollment fee that they're currently charging. So it seems like a win-win to him. And we find out that Phil also got an offer to come back to work, also at double the salary. And Ben is disappointed with the decision to shut down Daddy Daycare because he all he wants to do is spend time with his dad.
That scene is so sad. It's so heartbreaking when he says that if he can sell all of his toys, then maybe his dad can stay. It's also so sweet. Finally started to make friends. He was really struggling.
Yeah. It's very sweet and very sad.
It was, especially when, you're right, because he was like, I'll sell all my toys to keep the business going. And I'm like, oh, he's better with his money than his own father is. This is devastating.
Yeah, it is. It unfortunately, yes. But, it's... Charlie is also disappointed, but he knows, and I would know, that objectively is a better decision. You're coming back to work for double the salary. You're doing the same job. And
but then it raises a really nice question. Your life goes back to
relatively normal.
It raises a question of doing what you love versus just doing a job that you don't like, and then also getting to spend more time with your family. So I do think it's an understandable decision, especially now that the business is doing pretty well.
No, absolutely. And I think, again, if they're making enough to, like, be comfortable and, like, he enjoys it.
The people at the work is also, like, insufferable, too.
Yeah, I also don't remember, because, again, he was high up, but I don't remember if he, like, hated his job or if it was, like, he just couldn't spend as much time with his family.
I think it starts as a bit of, like, the workaholic dad trope. Because we even see that Phil points out that he doesn't know Ben that well. So I think that it starts a little bit, like, when he's touring Chapman, he's got the beeper going and answering the phone. Right. So he's a little bit disconnected. So now he's experienced what it's like to be a very present parent. So it's hard to go back after that. And he notices that when he finds Ben's drawing at work.
Yeah, definitely. But I also think, like, if what he learned through this experience is that he needs to be a more present father, you could still do that in the time that you are home. Maybe take a little bit of a step back from, like, your duties outside of direct work. You really wanted him to shut the business down. I'm just saying, from a financial perspective, I don't know how much Daddy Daycare was raking in, but if I was offered to go back to the job at double the salary for the same thing, and I learned all these lessons, and I could still spend time with my kid, I feel more present, I would consider it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with Fallon. I think the right decision is going back to Daddy Daycare.
Yeah, yes.
I think he does consider it because he does take it. But then I think once he realizes that everything that they stand for is sort of taking advantage of children, then he's just kind of like, nah.
I'm out.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm just saying from a financial perspective, I would consider it. I'm not saying that I would take it. I'm saying that I would consider it.
I also would consider it. Who's not going to consider some funds?
It's tempting, but when he was doing Daddy Daycare, it wasn't making money, and he still had all the money to do the fundraiser, and seemingly, if it wasn't working then, it's probably still not making a ton now, and by the end of the movie, spoiler, they do buy an entire building, and they decorate it with all this stuff. Like, they are so deeply in the red, but it's going to sound so wrong, but genuinely, if we're right about most of the money is coming from the wife, like, that's where probably the house came from, the car, etc. Maybe he wasn't the biggest moneymaker in the first place. If you have a stability and a safety net where you can do a thing you love and financially it's not a huge burden, I kind of say go for it.
Oh, I'm right there with you. But speaking from, like, the personal side of it, if that wasn't my situation,
well, sure,
then that's why I'm saying I would consider it more if it was me.
If it was you.
From his perspective, there's one right answer. It's right in front of you. Go spend more time with your kid.
Yeah.
And go fuck around.
Financially, you're fine.
Yeah. If that was the case, 100,000%. But if it was the case of eventually, and again, the money situation is a weird. We don't even really know because again, they're dipping into the funds, but they're also buying a whole event for this fundraiser, and then they make no money and still get the.
It's very so weird.
But yeah, if that's in the position that he's in, then yes, there is a very clear thing. But if on the other side of it, there was hey, we might lose the house, we might lose the car, we might not be able to provide for our son, then I would be hey, 15-year-old Ben is gonna forgive me for giving him a better life.
Close down the doors of Daddy Daycare. Go make the cereal.
That's more what I'm getting at. Of depending on the situation, I would absolutely consider taking that money and going back to the same job with the lessons that I learned to then be more present outside of work.
It's also just it's such a weird point in the movie because obviously the movie's telling you, hey, the right decision is to do Daddy Daycare and be with your son, right? Yeah. But at the same time, because we know so little of the financial situation, it's I know what the movie's telling me, but I don't know if I believe it because I don't know real? I don't know how fucked is he financially? Is he great financially? They're giving me so many contradictory things. That he's sitting in that boardroom and he sees the picture and I'm oh, I don't know what the right call is here.
I think part of it also could be a sense of purpose as well. It does show them looking at finances, but I also think that his feeling of failure, they talk about that a little bit at the park. I think not having a job, period, I think that just wasn't a viable option for them.
Sure. And also in 2003, or even if this movie is set before 2003, maybe needing that validation of I'm the husband, I have a corporate job, whatever. There's that keeping face and showing up for the family in that way, because maybe it's a little bit more taboo to have that sort of job, especially with the reactions of everyone else in the movie of you're two dudes doing a daycare, that's fucking insane. So I don't know, maybe it's part of that, but I do think, because moving on, he does go back to work and he quits almost the first day, almost immediately, realizing that the only thing that matters is Ben. And he convinces Phil to quit as well, and they restart Daddy Daycare, getting their clients back after an impassioned speech at Chapman. He breaks in and he tells everyone, these people are treating your kids like fucking military people. You come to Daddy Daycare, we'll treat them right. Yay! And then everyone's yeah,
all the kids
that's a good Eddie Murphy.
And that scene is very cute because you get to see all the kids and what they've learned from their time at Daddy Daycare. Then Ben says that he made friends, and I will admit that made me tear up. It was so cute. He was very much struggling in the beginning. He was very shy. So then him saying that he made friends, I was wiping my eyes.
So yes, that I do think that, he obviously came to this realization. Again, the movie was telling us what we should think is the right decision. Whether or not in the actual logistics of the movie,
we don't know.
It is. We have no idea. But to wrap up, 6 months later, after they kind of say that we're going to restart, Mrs. Harridan is working as a crossing guard after the inevitable closure of Chapman, and her assistant or coworker, whoever,
she bullies is working the whole time.
She bullies all the time. She is working at Daddy Daycare. They have a bigger facility for more kids. Ben is happy with his dad's new decision, and all is well in the world, and that is Daddy Daycare. Now, Fallon, as our special guest, I'd love to hear your final thoughts. Seemingly positive, but let's hear them.
Definitely positive. I think me tearing up at the end says it all. It's just such a cute kid, and he made friends, and they play the happy music, and everybody's having a great time. Overall, I think this movie's very cute. I understand the financial thing is kind of funny. You can look at that and be like, that's crazy. And I will say, this is kind of a weird note, but I don't love the facility that they got. It looks really fun, but I think everything looked more fun to me when they were outside.
I agree, actually.
It looked a little bit like my old dance studio or something. I don't know. It just didn't look quite as nothing looked as fun as the fundraiser. But it's nice to see also at the very end all of the parents playing with their kids too. I feel like it also gave parents the avenue to become closer with their kids. So that was nice. And then you also see the people that bullied them. And Phil falls on him. And that's satisfying.
Yeah.
And he kills him.
He's dead.
It's real bad.
Yeah. That's fair. Pelton, final thoughts. Let's hear them.
Okay. Fallon, please don't get mad at me. There are a couple things that for me didn't work in the movie. You can't
tell me that kid saying he made friends wasn't the cutest thing you ever seen.
Well, I'll get to that. Because I've been waiting for this moment for the last like hour and 50 minutes. Because there are a couple things that don't work. Like in the beginning, like we said, kind of treating Eddie Murphy like he's the loser. It's hard to believe a little bit. And then just watching it for the first time as an adult, a lot of like the financials, just not that like it's unrealistic. It's just I didn't know really what was going on.
That's fair.
So like I wasn't sure how to feel about certain things. And like I think the last scene is like insane. Of like he quits his job, goes back to daddy daycare, which we know hasn't been successful, and in 6 months he just pumps millions and millions of dollars into like more staff, custom merch, a full building that's painted and equipped. I'm like, whoa, for a business that wasn't working, this is wild. So you do have elements of that, but I will say it is pretty cute. Like I had a good time watching it.
At the end of the day,
like it's a cute watch. I think Eddie Murphy does a great job. His son does a good job. Like all the kids are good.
You're killing me. You're killing me. You're really killing me. When the son says that, it's so cute.
I didn't hate it. And like I was nervous, especially because I didn't have that blanket of nostalgia that like the kids would be annoying, and like especially like I think there's like a fart joke in the first 5 minutes. I was like, but they didn't go like super crazy with it. The kids were so cute, so I will say I didn't
kind of
like
any of the kids annoying, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's really
for
impressive.
A movie that relies a lot on those like gags and bits with the kids.
Yes.
It was very impressive.
And even I think the bathroom scene is like such a good example of how to like do something like that, where like they don't show it and they don't just go for the bit of look how like over the top and gross this is. Where like a somewhat similar scene in RV, where like Robin Williams just gets drenched in a fountain of like shit. It's like so over the top, it's ridiculous.
Yes,
like this is definitely
a shower.
Like, yeah, it's a literal shower. So even though I do have things with it where I'm like, like there's just some like elements that don't quite work for me, it was kind of a cute watch. Like I had a good time with it.
Yeah. For me, I went in knowing that it was going to be a cute movie because again, I grew up with it. So I was like, okay, I'm ready for that. There are a few things kind of similar where like I was a little bit like, okay, like this isn't as good as I remember. But what I will say, my biggest takeaway was the damn cast of this movie.
Yeah.
Was so good. Not only is, because initially I thought it was going to be a sort of a Robin Williams situation, where it's like Robin Williams is clearly the star, and the rest of the movie is whatever. But Robin Williams is unreal. Like I would almost go back to the movie, like RV, perfect example. I would go back to the movie just for his performance, because he is amazing. And he really carries the movie, and the rest of the cast,
yeah,
whatever.
That's true.
But with this one, and I thought I was going to be the same thing with like Eddie Murphy because he's such a powerhouse and you can't take your eyes off him. He's so good at what he does. But I really found that like not only, again, like as we talked about so many times, like the kids were so charismatic, especially Ben. Like he was so wonderful and, really great actor. He's so super cute. But then also like the adult supporting cast too. They were all so great. Like we were talking about before, Marvin, like such a good character actor. Phil was so funny and like fit his role perfectly. Kim, amazing actress. Like again, they all fit their roles so well. And it all came together so nicely for me that I was like, wow, it might not be my favorite movie of all time, but I had such a fun time watching it and it was so sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
I enjoyed it. I really did.
I also think that Miss Harridan, great villain. Villain.
Yeah, she did a good job too.
Especially for a kids movie. Because she doesn't say anything too overtly crazy, but you can just see just the lack of nurturing, the lack of genuine compassion for these kids.
Yeah. Like like all of the pieces were great and all of the pieces were there. I think, again, some of the things didn't completely connect with me now. But again, overall, I had such a fun time watching it. I really did.
I agree. I totally agree.
It was so great. Okay, one final thought on Daddy Daycare. I can't believe this got greenlit. Hell yeah, we did it. Daddy Daycare complete. There's a big fat check mark next to that movie because we've been trying to do this movie, I feel like, forever.
You have.
Thank you, thank you, Fallon, so much for being here again on Greenlit. We're so happy to have you back. And
Thank you.
I am happy that we covered this movie.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Fallon, are you our first, repeat guest?
Am I?
Maddie is.
Oh,
but
Maddie
outside
and
of
Nicole.
Maddie.
Okay.
Outside of Maddie and Nicole. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Besides the people
That's
we
pretty
really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to become a Hall of Famer. Trying to get my SNL 5-timer jacket, but for Greenlit.
I will make you a deal right now. If you come on Greenlit 5 times, we, as in probably me, will send you a robe with the Greenlit logo. There'll be a big 5 on the back. It'll be sick.
Why don't I get a robe?
I'd love
We host
that.
it. It doesn't count.
But we should get host robes.
It's like Lorne Michaels doesn't have the 5-time SNL robe.
He should.
He should though, shouldn't he?
He should have executive produce. He should have a cooler one.
When you guys
it's
start filming these, we should all just be in silk bathrobes and just
Can
not
we
say anything
please?
about it.
We never address
agree.
it.
I completely agree.
Okay, done. But anyway,
we have to. Yeah, we have to do. I'll do HHN or something. Stay at a Universal hotel and buy the Universal hotel specific robes and then wear those.
we'll just wear them every episode. But anyway, Fallon, I have not seen you in so long. Thank you for doing this. I miss you and I love you.
Thank you.
Yes,
You could
this
say
has
I
been
love you
wonderful.
too.
Thank you, Fallon, for being on the show. Thank you all for listening. If you want to check out more of our stuff, you can check it out on QuaywoodProductions.com, not Quaywood.com, as said in the previous episode. QuaywoodProductions.com.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did say that.
QuaywoodProductions.com for everything. We're on most social medias, so go check us out there. And tune in next week on I Can't Believe It's Got Greenlit for a movie called Aragon with our guest, Andrew. We will talk to him next week. Please stay tuned for that. Bye. Bye. See ya.
This has been a Quaywood audio production.